Mary, Barbara's just trying to get on here.
Who's trying to get on?
Barbara, she's having difficulty.
Okay. All right. So let's take a deep breath together. You just take in everything that I've shared with you, especially those of you in Europe. What's happening? What's possible? An opportunity we have. And then those of us in the United States, in Canada, what can we do? It might be a little more, it might be a little different, a little more complex. It's okay. But that we don't give up. We just keep bringing this light, keep being the vehicles for this light to anchor onto the planet. So taking a breath, allowing your crown to open even more. We call in our beloved Mary Magdalena, our beloved Saima, and our beloved Master Jesus. Each breath bringing this light further into the physical body, down and out the soles of your feet. You find your footsteps there in the crystalline core, and very consciously step into them. I am here. I chose to be here at this time to serve, to love, to remember. And feeling the pulsation coming from the core of Mother Earth as it moves up into your physical body, up your legs, mixes and merges in your heart. And your heart expands as you connect your heart to the heart of every person on this call, every person in your class. Your unique Magdalena grid. And your grid connects to the grid of all the Magdalenas around the globe. Your contribution, empowering, strengthening our grid. Each one of you a pillar of light in your area of the planet, supporting and serving. Moving back to the heart, activating gratitude. Gratitude for everyone that brought you to this point. Your parents, your teachers, those who taught you with great love and compassion, and those who taught you with a little, shall we say, non-compassion, non-seeming compassion. Gratitude. Because of you, I am here. As you gaze into the eyes of our beloved Mary Magdalena, breathe. As you remember back to your initiation, gazing into the eyes of Saima, activate the initiation again within you. Now let us gaze at the picture of the initiation as we remember it. All the masters. This moment in time. Time eternal. And now let us take a breath together and be fully here and fully present, fully here and fully there as we have our satsang time together. All right, so now we're moving into module 4 and we're into the practicum portion. And we're going to begin with Laura is going to share some things with you that are on the website, some things to make it easy for you to, and you can ask any questions about any of that part of it. And then I'll do some teaching and then we'll have some time to share together too. Okay, now, Laura.
Yeah, it's nice to be with you all. It's nice to see you all. So I'm going to take down the slides in a minute, actually, and I'm going to pull up the Magdalena Healing website and walk you through what the website itself looks like, what resources we have on the website, and then I will show you where you can find some tools for your energy sessions, for offering the sessions. So what you'll see when I walk you through this first part of the website, you'll see that we have resources for sharing about the sessions, for sharing with your clients. And I can show you some of that right now. So let me just stop the slides. I just have to change some things over here. And okay. So hopefully you can see this. Mary, everything's okay? Yeah. All right. So this is the Magdalena Healing website. This is just Magdalena.
Laura, can you make it bigger or my view? Or do we have to put it in standard or speaker view? I don't know.
See if I can.
Yeah. We could make it bigger or spotlight it maybe so we're not.
That's what I'm looking to see if I can do that. I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
But you can change. Can you change on your side? There should be something that says speaker view, gallery view. Oh, because you're seeing me. Huh?
Yeah, full screen makes it better. But anyway,
Screen.
okay. Yeah.
Full screen makes it better.
For me, yeah, on my computer. But all right, just go. It's all right. We can't spotlight it.
All
Okay.
right. So this is the the front side of the website, magdalenahealing.com. So if you go here, you'll be able to share. There's a lot of information on here, and you can share any of this with clients, with friends, with colleagues. Obviously, under the About, there's information about Magdalena Healing itself, about energy sessions, and about Saima. But if you wanted to access information about the programs, it's the next tab over, and we can find information. You know, if people are looking to sign up for the program, we have a practitioner program page and frequently asked questions farther down the page. So there's a ton of information. If somebody's actually, there's testimonials, which have been really helpful to share with people, and some videos and frequently asked questions. There's also Magdalena Light Circle is right here. If you're looking to share the information on Magdalena Light Circle, if somebody's interested in joining or receiving the frequencies, Magdalena Light Circle is right here under programs. Path of a Magdalena is also here, as well as the Communication for Powerful Impact. People can still purchase that. So there's a lot of resources here in terms of, you know, if people are interested in experiencing the frequencies, there's a lot of information we can share. There's also a resources page. It's taking a minute to load, but there's videos and there's audios I apologize. The actual video picture is not coming up, but there, when you go on, you should see a video here in this black space. And there's all, this one is from Saima. This is Mary offering Unstoppable Mary Magdalena. These are all free resources. So when you offer your sessions, if people are either they're curious about the energies beforehand, and they want to kind of understand what they might experience in a session, this is a wonderful place to refer them. Or after you offer your sessions, if people want more experience of the energy, this is a wonderful place to send them as well. So there's all sorts of audios and videos. If you come to the top, you can see watch or listen. So there's audios and videos. And then when, if they're going to receive a session and if they have questions, if they want to get a little bit more information about, what should they prepare for? How should they prepare? They can come here to the Magdalena Energy Sessions page and they can receive information there. There's some frequently asked questions about sessions. So they can, they'll be able to read up on all of the different things, how to prepare for a session, what should I wear, what will it be like? So you can find all of this is right on the magdalenahealing.com website. Mary, is there anything else you wish me to share from this section?
No, just to clarify. So this is the website you send people to. Once you sign in the back end, that is only for Magdalena students. So you don't share anything that's on that with your friends, your family, your partner, anybody. Only the things that are on this front general end, okay? Just so we're really clear. Because there's some things that are there just for you once you sign in.
Excellent. So once you sign into your student portal, you can click on My Courses. And you'll be brought to, I have all of the courses here, but you'll be brought to whatever courses you have available. And you'll click on your Magdalena Practitioner Program 2020. And this is where you are brought. And on the right in the menu bar, there's something called Energy Session Tools. So if we click on the Energy Session Tools, everything that you need to offer a session is on this page. If you find that something's missing, let me know. But in general, everything should be on this page. We have video tutorials on the paperwork that is needed for sessions. It really goes through each document and explains what it's for and how to use it. We have a video on how to offer a session if you're a single practitioner, and then how to offer a session with multiple practitioners. These are all videos. And then we also have in just a PDF document, the session protocol. So you can print it out, you can look at it, you can read it. You have that there. You scroll a little bit down, hopefully it will load. All of the documents that you'll need to offer a session are right below that. So when you have some time, come to this page, look through each of these documents, watch the video on the paperwork, and it really walks through what each of these things are and how to use them. So you've got the intake form. We do have a remote only intake form. So now that we're offering remote sessions, it is a little bit different than the other one. So you can use the remote session. The client consent and disclosure is just to read through. It's for you to be aware of. You won't need to give them that entire document for the actual session, but it is something to be aware of. There's important points in there. These, next to that is the survey info cards. If you were in person, you might want to use this more. I don't know that you'd be using it if you're remote, but it does give some information on where they can go to complete their surveys. So after you offer a session, you will have to have them fill out a survey, explain, kind of giving feedback for your session, for the session that they received. So it's really, really important to know that whatever we have received, so if you offer a session and that person does not fill out the survey, the feedback survey, it won't count towards your 25. So you do want to encourage them gently and kindly to fill out the survey. There's a link to the survey. They can reach the survey online. It's actually right here under sessions, complete client survey. So again, it's right on the front page of the website. They can easily access it, or you can send them the link directly. And
See it.
I'm sorry, Sue.
It's okay. Just continue.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how easy it is to see what I'm showing on the screen. I know
It's okay. It's okay.
it's a little small, but definitely come to this page, read through all of the information really is here. And so you just take some time to look through it. And a lot of people in the beginning were overwhelmed. And in 2017, when we started this, everybody was overwhelmed by this, but really once you just look at it, just take a look at the forms and be open to seeing them. It's really pretty simple. And all of that is here. There's music for your sessions. This is the music that we suggest using. If you have a different one that you wish to use, just kind of run it by us. Mary, is that still? Okay. Yeah, just check with us. And in general, we're pretty open to the music, but we want to just make sure that it's appropriate for a Magdalena session so that the sessions stay relatively consistent. And then after your session, you will want to fill in a progress notes form. This is just for you, for your reference. And then when you fill in your session summary, you can actually use some of that information for your session summary. The session summary will be online. It's a form that you will fill out, kind of reporting on your session. And it's easy to fill out, very short, and it just gives us a little feedback on how the session was for you as you offered. And what you experienced with your client. And then a survey reminder email that you can send to your clients, just, thanking them graciously for receiving a session, for being part of this for you, with you, and sharing them the link that they can go to fill out the survey. So all of that is on that Energy Sessions Tools page. I definitely encourage you to take a look at everything and see what it's like. Mary, did I miss anything that you wish me to?
No, does anyone have any, leave the website up, Laura. Anybody have questions now on this? While we're on the website, you know where they have to go, you know what you have to do.
Yeah,
Questions?
Mary, I had questions on the remote because I couldn't find anything around the length of time, and was it okay to do remote sessions? Because me personally, they probably all will be remote, bar the one I do with
Everything is
Audrey.
pretty much remote at this point with COVID. So
Yeah.
you can do, initially we said you could do 15 of them remote. Now we're saying you can do all 25 remote. And
Okay.
basically it's the same session. It's the same, pretty much the same amount of time. You imagine the person's on the table. Obviously you don't have to walk them and put them on, but you imagine they're on the table and you go through the thing. And we're not doing group remote sessions. We had some concerns about what people were doing, so we stopped them. So it's not like you're going to have 5 practitioners doing a group remote session anymore, or 3 practitioners until further notice.
Okay. So the remote sessions, we still, so the client's not going to be here, but we still fix the room up, put up the bed,
Exactly.
all of that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important because why? You're in the room, it should be sacred space. You want to be in total alignment, have your sacred healing space, or however you do it. The room's clean. Ma's pictures there, Mary Magdalene's picture, however you're setting up your space. That's all the same.
And the time's the same as well. So 40 minutes for everything, or 45.
And then what some people will do, I'm pretty sure somewhere we have this on here, Laura, about how to offer a remote session, because we do have a form for that. And it's, you know, what they do is they kind of maybe tell the person this is when 9 o'clock on this, they invite the person to lay down on their bed to receive it, just like you did. All of you had remote sessions.
Yeah.
We told you when it was, and they telegram you, you know, if this is your, you know, it's starting or it's complete. Some people have them download the whatever song they're using and play it on their phone or something, but they don't have to do that.
Okay. So you can actually connect with someone, ring them and have the music playing on the phone. So
I don't know if I would do it that way as much as I would let them, if they had the same music, they could start the music at the same time.
okay. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe some people do that. I don't think they do Zoom calls, do they, Laura? I don't think so.
I did speak with somebody who met with the person on Zoom to just kind of connect in the energy, turned off the camera, turned off the video, left it running so they could hear the music.
Okay.
And then offered the session, you know, on the table where they were, and then was able to connect with the person again afterwards, just to make sure, like he was just kind of making sure that everything was okay. And it worked out really well.
That's quite nice. So you could do that. I suppose you could call them and you play the music, and you know.
That sounds good. Yeah. That's another way.
Yeah.
And that what Mary was speaking about, the remote session protocol, it actually should be right here. This is the second time it has disappeared. So I will get them to repost that, but it should be right here with the session protocol.
Yeah, I knew we had one, but yeah.
It was there.
So it's also the same amount of time, like 45 minutes for the remote.
Yep.
session.
40, 45 minutes, yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question on
Pardon me?
I have a question on the survey.
Yeah.
When we're doing remote sessions, the observations are observations, you know, because we can't see them. So I've stayed away from making my observations energetically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
Right.
yeah. And is that okay?
Put in that category, remote session, you know.
Yeah.
But when we go back to in-person session, when good old COVID is off the planet, then you would put your observations. The client's eyes fluttered, their stomach growled, their head flung around, you know. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear. So the session summary form that we fill out, how would you like to receive it? Should we, how do we get?
Online.
So do we email it back to the Magdalena office?
No, there's a link there. Laura will show you. You're going to click there and you can fill it all out there.
Yep, you just fill it out right here, and then there's a submit button at the end. It just says done.
Very simple.
Thank you.
Yep, and this is literally what it is. This is what it looks like. It's as you can see, it's like 11 questions. Very simple. So and then you just click done.
That's awesome. My other question was, I wanted to clarify, do you need to receive an intake form? Do you need to receive an intake form and a consent form, or is that just for us?
That's for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And the big client consent and disclosure form is long. It's a real legal document. That thing, I'm not saying you have to give that to them, but they should be aware of it and you should be aware of it. So you're really clear on what you're saying to people. You're not over promising. You're not saying it's going to heal their back anything like that. though in the intake form, you'll see there's a consent thing in that, which really can kind of cover you for their signature. But if you have a website, or some people actually emailed that big, long document to the clients, but most people don't read it anyway, except I think the Germans do. They read everything, I'm told, and they find the typos in it. But most Americans, we just sign anything away. I don't know about the Belgian people, but but again, let me give you some high level why it's like this. We are trying to create something that eventually we've got research on. We can get it into hospitals. It's legitimate healing modality, like healing touch. Can you imagine if you could get this vision that we're holding, that Magdalena healing is in hospitals, in hospice, children with cancer. In order to do that, we have to be legitimate. We cannot be fly by night. We do what we want. We promise all sorts of weird stuff. We got a protocol that you're doing one way, I'm doing another way, somebody else is doing something else. It has to be, so this certification program is set up like that. That's the vision of the Magdalena program. So while some people may, oh, why do I got to do all that? And once I get certified, I'm not doing that anymore. No, that is if you're going to be in this program as a Magdalena practitioner, this is what we're about. Does that make sense? And just if you hold the vision for us that we can get this in the hospitals, like Healing Touch, we can get this. We have research on it. We have, standards for what we're doing. And when you do a Magdalena session, that is what you do. You don't combine it with anything else you do. So you're not doing, chanting or sounds over the chakras and calling it a Magdalena session, or mixing this with that. A Magdalena session is a Magdalena session. Then we'll be able to get really good research on it. Then we'll really be able to spread it legitimately, and it'll be a legacy thing. 100 years from now, a Magdalena session will be still around. That's what we're looking for, as long as the planet's still around, right? So anyway, it makes sense. You on board? So that's why, I have to submit this, I have to submit that. Your clients have to give us feedback. We have to keep records of all that. Here's the feedback I've got. If I'm getting when we get feedback that somebody's doing, we have, by the way, that somebody's doing something then they get a phone call. So make sense? Cool. All right. Good. Come on board.
So can we still contribute to the research part?
Did you contribute? We already got it. We collected $6,500. So we have enough for the study. So don't worry, we'll do another one. You can contribute for that.
Okay.
We have enough for this one, but thank you. Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Mary, I have a question.
Sure.
Actually, two. So the client survey is also submitted the same way the intake
Yep.
form is, that goes directly to the Magdalena office, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you don't have it fill it out while you're there,
Okay.
because they're going to say nice things about you, unless they're your relatives. but you have them serve when they go home. That's why you give them. That's why you would give them that paper or the link. Usually if you're emailing them and they have a link, it's easy. It takes 2 minutes. But you won't know they've done it if you do like a whole bunch in a row. You won't, because you don't see them. The ones who see them are the certification and ethics committee. Mm-hmm.
Then the other question that I have, I'm not sure if other individuals have the same issue, but I think generally like family members and friends, don't always embrace what we're learning with this Magdalena program.
Yeah.
So to actually offer sessions for them is sometimes difficult. Is there a way that maybe we can offer sessions to the other Magdalenas in our class so that we could practice? Is there a way that we can share contact information? And
Yep.
I mean, I definitely would be willing to, put my name into.
Yeah, I'll get an extra.
Be a practice person. So
you guys can all practice on me if you want. I agree with you. But yes and no. The upside of that, especially in the beginning when you're just learning it, okay? Practice on each other so you get confident, and we'll give you feedback, right? But then if you ever really want to we want to get the Magdalena energies around the globe. And so you really want to go outside your comfort zone. I'm not saying to your relatives, Mary, I think you made an awesome point. But I'm saying maybe some of your friends, maybe you, and when we get into the marketing one that you're going to have next month, I think, we'll give you some flyers, some things like that. Like really spread it out to new people. Because one thing we tell you it's good. It's another thing they tell you, like, you know, and so many times, I don't know about you, Laura, but me, like I have so much Magdalena energy in me anyway. I'm not so sure I could even feel what somebody's doing. But somebody that's not even experienced it, whoa, you know? So it's really good to get that feedback.
No, I totally understand. I think, sometimes even with the feedback for, friends, I
Yeah.
would love to be able to say I'm certified. So saying to
No,
them,
but
yeah,
but this way it's free. It's easier. You could just say, hey, I got to practice. Will you be my practice? And like, give me feedback.
okay.
No, you're free. You're not going to blow them up just because you're not certified. It's free. Most people will say, hey, sign me up. And most people know about Reiki. Just say it's kind of like Reiki. It's a different kind of energy though. And I'm practicing. Would you like one? Something like that. Make sense? It's free. That's the best way to do it. Now, some of you may think, well, I'm never going to be a practitioner, so I don't need to be certified, or I don't want to do my sessions. We used to hear that a lot in the beginning, especially. What we found, what my recommendation is, you do the sessions anyway, and you get certified. If you never do a session again on a table because maybe you're a doctor, like you're using it in your work, or you're like, I'm a social worker. I don't do that many quote unquote sessions, but because I've done 25 sessions, what happens is you get more and more. It becomes stronger in you, and you don't doubt it as much. You feel stronger in the energies. And so even when you do whatever thing you're doing, or you're even with your family, you're just able to emanate it more. So I really recommend, whether you think you're ever going to use it again as a healing practice, because we have people, our accountants, lawyers, like, doctors, they're not doing a table practice, but they're emanating, and then their healing work, their lawyer work changes. Everything changes, as you know, with these balance. So I really recommend you do it, the 25. And then there's some people in our Magdalena community, they just do it, they do it as volunteer work. They work with cancer survivors, and they don't have a money practice where they're creating income from it yet, and they do it volunteer 1 day a week at the local cancer center, and they offer sessions there, or they do it. So there's many ways you can offer the session. I just really recommend, especially because it's free for people, and you'd be surprised. And do it. Start with each other. That's fine, or start with somebody in the other group, or to get your whatever. But don't really go outside your comfort zone. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Other questions?
May I ask a question, Mary, please?
Yeah.
And you may have gone through this before, but just you said we can practice on family members.
Yes, this you can practice on them.
Okay, and what about age limit?
What about what?
Age limit? Is there an age? Can you practice on children, on babies,
Yeah.
on?
Yeah. Babies and children are just shorter
You
period
do-
of time.
Okay, so anybody under 12, would you say?
Yeah, use your judges, intuit it a little bit.
Okay.
How
And you
much
would
of
need
an
to get their
energy
permission,
person
I
you
presume.
are. Pardon me, babies, I would do short, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay. And you need to
I did
get their
one on
permission.
my
of course.
granddaughter, who was 2 or 3 at the time. And when I was getting her evaluation thing, because I was going to count it, I said to her, what was your favorite part? I liked that I could open my eyes. I'm thinking, Rose, come on, give me something else. That's all you got for me? Like, I thought she'd say something really profound, So anyway, I laughed. But so I'm not so sure you get great feedback from them for your 25. You might have to do an extra one. But yeah, you can do that. And I would not do practice sessions on the same person as part of, you can't use the same person, twice in your practice session. 25 unique, because you'll see the energy feels different with different people a little bit. Megan, you've done 20. She's really an overachiever, you guys. She's, want to share what it's been like for you?
It's been amazing. At first, I have to say for Laura, you know, the information on there is so easy. It really is. It's self-explanatory. It's very intuitive. Just do that. And the more you do, the more you find out what works. And I made a chart for myself. So I've got all the things I need to do, and I just check them off as I do each person. And then at the end, after when I'm following up with them, I ask them if they will just text me when they've turned in their survey.
Ooh,
And
good idea.
yeah, and they do. And then I come back to them and say, okay, can you text me? Make sure you text me. And I just remind them. And, you know, just I text them. And so they're like, okay, I've done it. And so, so that's really good. But it's an amazing experience. I have 20 already, and I have them scheduled, 5 more scheduled. So yeah, that I'm very clear that the energy is its own energy. And it's not my energy. And so and the wonderful thing is, I don't get to tell them what I think or what I see or what anything. It's like, you tell me what your experience was. And people have had experiences all over, from people saying, okay, I want another one when you're certified, to people go, like they say, I just went to sleep. I went into this deep, deep place. And then there are people who see Jesus and Mary and Mother, you know, Ma and Magdalena. And then there's people who have had like a ceremony. They actually felt their body was being anointed in oil and then wrapped in a white cloth. And then they had this amazing ceremony. And so, yeah, it's just amazing. And as I was telling Mary, you know, we have to do this. We have to put this energy out into the world, because it's so transforming. And some of the things that I found from people afterwards, after they give me their initial feedback, the next day they'll text me and say, oh my gosh, the energy just, you know, amplified, and it was still going long after the session. And, you know, so, and again, it's so wonderful. It's not me. And when that energy comes through, and the one thing I can say is I've been practicing with when I can feel the energy in my hands and when it's not as strong. So I ask it to be amplified. So I just ask it to be energized. And the person on the table gave me the feedback. She says, oh my gosh, this energy just came through and I had to take a breath. I had to, you know, really breathe because it was so powerful. So it's like, yeah, I might not want to do that too often. But relax. The more you relax and let the energy come through and relax your hands and your arms, and then it just flows. Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much I'm learning from doing the sessions. Like Mary said.
In other modalities, you will be able to feel it's different.
It is totally different.
It's totally its own thing. It really is amazing.
It is. And I really feel like I am this hollow reed, you know, we say that, and it is just coming through. And, you know, I equated it to anybody who's had given birth to someone. It's like your body takes over and your body's just doing this and you have nothing to say about it. I mean, it's just doing this. And so it's an amazing experience.
And just like childbirth, you better breathe.
Yeah.
like or you're it ain't breathe. You just breathe.
Yeah. And really having that physical stamina, like keeping your body in shape physically, is so important because it's powerful. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Any other questions about it? I have a little more to teach, but any other questions now about the process or?
Can I ask Mary, how soon after the session do you send the client survey? Is it soon after, or what's appropriate, you know?
Right away. They can have it right away.
Okay.
You know, they have they can send it back, you know, into the system whenever they want, but I would put it right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So can I share what I do with that? I send them the welcome letter, you know, welcoming them, and I put the client survey in there, and I also put the link for the survey afterwards. And so I literally say, here's the intake form, and then after I'm done, this is the link to connect and turn in that survey, and I need that for my certification. So it's all there in one piece.
Yeah. Orica?
Thanks, Megan.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me because
Yes, yes.
I have different things here. How about doing a session on pregnant women and up to what month?
I think that's fine because we know one thing about Mary Magdalena is she's a midwife. She pregnancy, childbirth, that would be fine. I think you have to use your intuition. I don't see a problem with it. Mary Magdalena knows that energy, so I don't see a problem with it.
Thank you.
Now, again, this is new on the planet. Now we're up to year 4, so it's not as new as when we first started. We need your feedback. We need, I did it with a child and it was too much, or I did it here and it was, I don't know what happened. That's why we want your feedback on everything. So far, it's been phenomenal. So I don't, but originally when we were doing it, we really wanted to be, we were responsible about it. But we've had nobody who's really had, sometimes if someone's super energy sensitive, what it will do, I'll tell you this, it will bring up stuff because it's light. So if there's something there that hasn't been healed, some old wound or this or that, they may be more emotional and then they might blame the Magdalena session on that. I'm not saying you'll be popular. Okay, it's not about being popular, but that's what needed to come up. And what are you going to do? But again, it has its own intelligence. It's coming up for the person at exactly the right time when they have the resources, one way or the other, to heal it. So don't own it like, oh, I shouldn't have, or, I'm hurting somebody. You're not hurting anybody. Light is light, and it will illuminate. And their soul is asking for it. That's another way to think of it. I wouldn't necessarily say that to them. Well, your soul was asking for that to surface, because trust me, that won't make you popular either. It makes you like not feeling how scared they are. Okay. Well, wow, that must have been hard. Do you want to talk a little bit about it? Or can I serve you a little bit with that and let them speak to you? I divorced my husband after that session. They won't do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I told him off, or well, maybe you need to do that. I wouldn't say that, but I would listen. Okay. Light can't hurt anything. Okay. You can overdo it, thinking you're healer girl or healer guy. Like even Megan said, oh, let's amplify this up, thinking she was giving them a better session versus just allowing, amplify what's right for them. Like this whole allowing thing. And you'll learn that. But in general, the light isn't. But it will show you what you need to heal. It will serve. It's like Seva. You go do Seva, you're going to get triggered. It's part of the free service of Seva. It's another free service Seva offers you. Like, make sense? Or get married. That'll trigger you too. Well, yes, have a kid. That'll trigger you too.
Absolutely.
All right. So let me teach you a little bit more stuff. Last questions before we move to some slides.
2 questions, Mary.
Yeah.
Firstly, when do we need to have the 25 sessions complete by?
Okay.
And secondly, how many sessions can we do within 24 hours?
Next slide. You're going right to the next slide for us, Bernadette. Thank you for bringing it up. So certification, we prefer you get it done by the end of this year. It's really the best way. That being said, if for some reason you can't or it's not right for you, just talk with us and it's fine. It's not, there are some people who still aren't certified. I don't recommend that though. It's really like having a diamond in your pocket and you're not using it. So I don't recommend that. You can take as long as you wish, but if in order to continue not being certified, you must stay in the program, meaning you'll have to go through the advanced program. So it's not like you can go away from the program for 3 years and then come back, and you'd have to do more work in the program before we're going to allow you to be certified. So I recommend do it soon, especially now that it's remote. It's so much easier. Yeah, I mean, really. Next slide. Oh, maybe it was on the slide before, but we recommend in the beginning you do just 1, maybe 2 a day till we see how your body does and you see how you're doing. And then depends on how much of an energy practitioner you are, but just be careful with this energy. We want to see how well your body can hold it. We want to don't overdo it. Plus, if you're exhausted or something like that, the person isn't having their full session. It's not fair to do to your clients. So 1 a day, 2 a day, maybe 3, after a while, and then go to 3 and just see how you're doing. And as Megan would say, it's about keeping your body strong and healthy and vibrant. If you're sick and you're going through some medical things, do not do a session. Okay. All right. Next slide, Ms. Laura. So let me just go over we only have 10 minutes left, but I want to go over this with you. So your promotion of your sessions, you may not use the SIMOD community or newsletters to promote your session. Okay. Meaning if there's any like Telegram, it's getting trickier since we first made this because everybody's on Telegram, this and that. But we really, the intention behind that is that you go out and get new people, that we spread these frequencies. So I don't mind you doing a couple in the SIMOD community, a couple with each other, but then really push yourself to go out a little bit. But no newsletters or things like some people would, unless they're on your own personal list, so say you have 5, 10 friends in the SIMOD community. It's okay, you want to email them yourself, but don't use SIMOD channels to get your people. Your own email list, you can call your friends. Again, if they're your friends from your SIMOD little community, that's one thing, but don't put them on some big Telegram channel to get your 25. As I said, don't invite someone to a second session for you to practice. Okay. You can, it's just when you keep giving away free sessions, it you're not really seeing the value of what you have. And remember, for some people, they're creating a practice out of this. So we have to be a little careful with that. That being said, somebody going down and volunteering at the cancer center, that's fine. That's totally fine, versus, you going around doing them for free when somebody else is doing it as their livelihood. And so they're charging. Be just judicious in who you offer free sessions to. Next slide, Laura.
Mary, I just want to make it clear that even if they're offering 2 sessions to a person, it doesn't count towards certification.
Yes.
So if you offer to someone, you can only count that person in their survey once.
Yep. Next slide. Okay, it's a new energy of planet. We are monitoring that. Please report what you observe. It has its own intelligence. So get back to us if there's anything you're concerned about, and we'll look into it. Next slide, Laura. 1 or 2 sessions of what's here, and at least 7 days in between session, or even other energy work after they've had a Magdalena session. That's what we're recommending at this point. Is as Megan said, people will call you a day later, something. Oh my goodness, it's even more intense today. We don't really know everything this energy is capable of. So we advise them to keep a week between this and another energy type session. Okay, next slide. Humility, 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 please. It's about allowing. You're the vehicle for this. And if you, as part of being in this Magdalena community, hear of a practitioner or somebody in your group, in your small group, please give feedback directly to that practitioner that you have concerns about. Or share with your facilitator anything that's unethical or if it feels off. We did have a situation originally where there was someone who the energy was off, and 2 students actually came in Ma's community actually came to us, and this is before we had all the reporting things in, and they just felt creeped out by the energy. It was very weird. So if you experience something, say something, and you come to us, we'll handle it as best we can. That's why we put some other things in place. We had met with the person and whatever. So things happen, but that's why we have to all be stewards of this energy, guard and of our community and of what this is, and all take ownership for it. So if you hear something or you're feeling something, you know, you can share it with your facilitator, who will then share it with me if there's a concern. Okay. Oh, good old ego traps. Don't share your experiences with your client. You can share it with another practitioner. Like, hey, I know this is ego-y, but guess what? My person just saw Mary Magdalena, or this happened, or the person got up and there was no back pain. Those are the kinds of things you don't say to the client, you saw Mary Magdalena, or da 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 da. You can enjoy that with each other a little bit. And why? It's because then clients will attribute to you powers that you don't have. It's a real ego trap. Like, I cannot tell you how many people have said, well, you know, I didn't think I needed to go to the doctor for cancer. My acupuncturist should have figured it out. Or my Magdalena practitioner, I mean, she sees energy. Or my energy practitioner, she should have seen that tumor. You know, they attribute things to you. You don't say anything that you see. You ask them, as Megan was sharing, what are you experiencing? You know, or I just say, oh, one time I've said to people, like, you just look like an angel there on the table. That's not going to hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? You could say something like that, but I don't say, well, guess what? Mary Magdalena was over in that corner. Saima was over there and the Pope was behind me. Don't say that stuff. Okay. And remember, your mind, you're going to say, or don't say anything like, Ma said this in my ear about you. Never say anything like that. And remember that anything that's not transmuted in you will be transmitted to them. It's, again, being totally aware of yourself. What's coming up for me? What's coming up is, you know, and you just be with it. Just don't feed it. Put it to the side, deal with it later in your group or something like that. Just be very, very, very careful. And if you hear of a Magdalena practitioner doing anything like that, please, that's got to get reported to your facilitator group, or send it up to, shoot me an email or something. Okay, next slide. Again, continually asking yourself, am I committed to a lifestyle that supports these energies? Meditation, a reverence for it, humility, and being very, very mindful. You represent Saima. You represent Mary Magdalena. Are you living in alignment with those values? Are you living in alignment with what's been activated in you? So you have this consistent responsibility to look at the energy and what am I transmuting? What am I transmitting? And if you're off for a while, which, you know, sometimes people get off for a while, it's okay. Don't do sessions, seek support, work with your facilitator, work with your group, get a session with a practitioner, you know, with someone that can help you dig it out and transmute it. Make sense? Next slide. I think that was almost the end. Oh. So the question for us now is, where are you now? What's your next stretch? How can you stretch yourself now? You have these energies in you. Well, what's next for you? And then also looking at what role would you like to play in the unfoldment of this Magdalena practitioner program? There's always some savor things you could do. Some of you may ask to be teachers. We're starting a teacher track next year. You know, what do you see for yourself as a Magdalena practitioner? And if you do have the idea of, oh, I'd love to someday teach this, then once you're certified, obviously, you know, maybe you start doing some Path of a Magdalena meditation gatherings like Lillian does, or like, you know, Megan, those kinds of things. And you begin to gather a group and bring people to this energy. You talk about Mary Magdalena. You share with people about this program and what it's done for you. You know, bringing new people. Like, what's your role? What's your soul calling you to do next? Your role, like in the grand design. All right. All right. Next question and answers. And let's put everybody back up Oh, we have 2 minutes left on the official time, but I can stay longer for questions for anybody. So how are you doing? Any questions about any of this? Does it make sense?
I have a question about the welcoming letter. Where is that available?
Laura?
Megan spoke to.
Oh, I just created it. It's not a form. I just say, thank you for, saying yes to having a session. And then this is what it will, this is what it'll be. I'll call you before the session. And then here's the intake form. Please fill this out and return it to me. And then here's the link for the survey afterwards. And please fill that out. And thank you. So I just
Megan, would you send that to Laura that we could use as a sample welcome letter? That might make life easier for everybody. Now that everything's remote. Yeah,
Sure.
you wouldn't mind? Thanks.
No, yeah, that's great.
Perfect. It just saved you guys a lot of work. Yeah. So before we did them in person, we didn't need a welcome letter. You welcomed them your off, you gave them the forms, you had a little conversation. But thanks, Meg.
Yep.
Who else? Questions?
I have a second question about how Lillian creates her Path of Magdalena meditation session. I'd like
They're not sessions, they're groups.
Or groups.
It's a meditation group that once you're certified, well, actually you're in the Healing Society, so now you could probably do it. What we do is we take Path of Magdalena and you can play it. You can get a little meditation group, you play Path of Magdalena, you use the questions as a springboard for discussion. Yeah. And that's how you can begin to gather a group together and bring people to Mary Magdalena. Yeah, so you guys could do that. You have, Bye, Megan McGowan. Any questions before you go? Oh, she's gone. Megan Riley, I mean, not Megan McGowan. Sorry, am I wrong, Megan? All right, any other questions? All right, let's just touch base. I haven't heard from everybody. I just want to, everybody just say a word or two. I'll say your name. Clara, then Mary Mazada, then Orica. You doing okay? You can share something.
Yes, I'm doing very okay. I'm setting up my practice, and it's the room, the space, and it's gonna be beautiful. And I'm really look forward to start with the sessions, the practices in next year, beginning when everything is finished. So
beautiful, Claire. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Okay, Mary Mazada, then Orica, then Oralee.
Well, this was so helpful today because, obviously there's a lot to it and you're so organized, Laura and Mary, and you put it all together for us. So that makes our lives so much easier. I mean, at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a certification, but now I'm going forward with it. Now that we can do the 25 remote during COVID, because that was an obstacle for all of us, of course. And I'm very excited.
Yes. All right, there. Orica?
I have aligned a few of my neighbors for sessions. And they are very, very anxious to have the sessions. And then I said, when I feel proper, I'm going to let you know, and you come to the sessions. Here, they can come with a mask, with a thing. Okay. They can have the mask. They can do it. It's still allowed, I don't know until when, maybe until next Sunday. That's very possible. And then
great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Awesome. Oralee, and then Danielle, then Diane.
On my side, I feel a passion and I feel excited of what can come and what is possible. So of course I will do this 25 sessions and get the certification. And I had the thought in my mind to do a group online, with the meditation of the Path of Magdalena. I don't know if it will be in French or in English, because I do both language in meditation. So I don't know yet, but I want to allow something with it.
Awesome. Danielle, Diane, and then Barbara.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I did one session the other day and it was great. And I felt so much better. Like that night I slept really well and I was like, oh, I need to do these every day. It feels really good in my body. So I'm super excited.
Good, good. Diane?
Yes, very excited about even the next part of this program. Looking forward to that. And I have my little list here of my people I'm going to hit up. And Megan, I wanted that welcome letter. I was just, oh yes, that's great. And you're sharing it. So I feel very excited about starting. And thank you, Mary and Laura, for just putting it together, making it so easy to follow too. So it's beautiful. So can't be so excited. Yes. So thank you so much.
Barbara, then Emily, then Emer.
Oh, sorry, some difficulty on muting. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've just been thinking about many people I know all over the world, like from different things I've done. So I'm thinking this is going to be exciting. I know somebody in Japan, I know somebody in Singapore, Iceland, Thailand. So it should be really interesting to just bring all of that together. So, there'll be plenty of people. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Oh, wow. Look how one person can spread it around. Way to go. Way to go. All right. What did I say next?
I think I'm the next one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I gave a treatment the day before yesterday, and I was amazed by the energy that was pouring out of my hands. And I felt at the same time very humble. I felt like my body was trembling. That was, pretty amazing. I'm excited to just go forward. And I have my list of people. I have one question though, Mary, because I have a 26 years old autistic disabled brother. So my parents are his tutor. And I'm going like to see my family. I'm in Canada right now. I'm going to see my family next week. And I was wondering if I give a treatment to him, because we have a very strong relationship, like for the survey. So do my mom needs to be there to see, or could she just fill up the survey for him after, or?
Can she ask him questions? She can fill it out. If she can ask him questions and he can respond. Yeah. Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, and since I'm going in my family, I'm going to see like nephews and nieces and stuff. So I'm going to give treatments, and I'm very in presence. I'm very excited.
Okay. Good.
So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. That my screen moved around, so now I don't know who I missed. Let's see.
Mary,
Stella, Emer. How about you guys? Stella?
Yeah, for me, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous at the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really looking forward now to just moving that energy. And yeah, I really want to practice with, some people in the group first. So, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited, and it's great to have all the tools, everything that laid out, the forms, the welcome letter, everything that makes it just, really doable. It feels doable.
Yeah, because it's hard. You learned the protocol 3 months ago. That's kind of like, but yeah, it's good to have them there to remind you.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Stella, then Sue Silver. I haven't talked to you.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I can feel the road rising up to greet me as I walk. So very excited, and thank you for all your hard work, Mary. Thank you.
Good. Sue Silver.
All right, so I'm continue to practice the Magdalena meditations, and I feel like I'm going much deeper with the meditations and deeper experience with Magdalena as well.
Beautiful.
And I started on the progesterone therapy for the lungs, and so far so good. I don't have hardly anything in the way of side effects.
Beautiful.
And so I just have to kind of work out the diet, because I'm not supposed to eat very many estrogen containing foods. But there's a lot of confusing information out there about what is phytoestrogen and what isn't. So I think I just need to work with a really good nutritionist specializing in what I'm going through. So.
Mm.
Yeah.
And everyone, many people can give you a session, Sue.
Yeah, yeah. I just talked with Chris and Ann the other day, and Chris offered a session, and
perfect.
I will not say no to any sessions.
She's not fussy.
I'm not fussy.
All right, beautiful. Let's see, Sandy, I haven't heard from you. Imelda, I have to hear from you, and Melissa. Okay, great.
I'm great, Mary, and I really appreciate the meeting today to fill in a lot of the blanks that I had. And I'm just ready to go. I'm fully here on this path and just absolutely just, it's wonderful. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Imelda?
Yeah, Mary, I did my first session the day before yesterday, and I was blown away. Absolutely wonderful. Whole new energy coming through and really strong since the initiation. So delighted. And I've got 4 remote sessions for this week lined up. So I am busting and ready to go. So thank you.
Hey, I think what happened to your group is that activation. You got that too. I have a feeling you guys got blasted.
I got blasted, yeah.
Blasted.
I agree.
The activation was super intense for the, and I think you guys got it. I think you guys somehow, for the power of Zoom and whatever, I don't know what happened, by the power of Mary Magdalena, you guys really got it. So go for it. All right, Melissa, what about you? What would you like to say? And Sonia, I don't think I've spoken to you. You can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm just so grateful to you, Mary. I'm so grateful for Megan for her welcome letter. And I have 2 people that are ready to go. And I am really loving what Lillian has done with the Path of the Magdalena. I have been following that, and that's how I came in. And so it's like, okay, keep it going.
Yeah, beautiful. And you can join Albany the 3rd Wednesday of the month. Tuesday of the month. We usually do Path of the Magdalena. So if you ever want to watch one, how we do it, you're more than welcome to do that. I should put that in the initiated. Everybody's in that Telegram group, right? The initiated Magdalenas. That's really a cool one because people post all sorts of cool stuff in there. So gotta make sure you're getting that one. Good. I'll put that in there next month when we do it. Although I think next month is me. I don't know if you want to. It is me. It's on Power.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my middle name, right? Who haven't we spoken to? Megan McGowan, you want to speak again? And Sonia.
Just thank you. Again, and I have to say, thank you to all the Magdalenas that have gone before us, because the welcome letter was actually a piece of that was forwarded from a former Magdalena, and she had that idea, and then I took it and added to it. So again, it's not only mine. I pass it on.
Yeah.
I humbly pass it on.
Lovely, thank you. Sonia, how about you? We haven't heard from you.
No. So how am I feeling? So this is a huge transition for me. I'm an attorney, and this is big for me. So I'm feeling a little, my initial plan was not to offer sessions when I first joined this practitioner program. That's changed. And so it's a big transition for me. So I am feeling, and I have a lot going on with one of my daughters. So right now, so I'm feeling a little apprehensive because it does feel like I'm like, whew, about to jump, and it's huge. So I'm also feeling very excited. I'm also very grateful, and the possibilities are endless. And I'm super grateful to everyone and all your sharing, because it really helps me, who is going through this jumping. And Barbara, thank you for sharing, because I know people all over the world from how I grew up. And so I'm very grateful, because it never even occurred to me before you just shared that there are folks that I can reach out to all over the world. So I'm I'm super excited. I'm also very curious to see how this is going to unfold. So thank you. Yeah.
I really recommend you do that. I mean, it's easy to go in the Magdalena community and get your 25.
Can I ask
or
something?
the Saima community. I don't do that. Go. Ma's big teaching to us is please bring new people.
Yeah.
That's to Magdalena, to Saima. Magdalena is less threatening to some people than this guru idea.
Yeah.
A lot of people hear, oh, no. You know, they brought, but Magdalena is like, all those people who have left the Catholic Church, they know Mary Magdalena. Get them back in the game, you know, like bring them back to the light, you know. So there's so much potential here with this.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Can I ask something actually?
Yes, Barbara.
Look, we probably covered this before, but I've completely forgotten. What about insurance?
We have insurance in the United. That's a great question. So in the United States, we have an insurance. You can get insurance on Magdalena Healing. In Europe, this is only for the United States. If you can find a place in Europe for malpractice insurance or whatever they call it, ours is called something, and I forget. Wait a minute. Give me one second.
Personal indemnity. Insurance.
What'd you say?
I think it's personal. Sorry.
Does anybody know what the name of ours is?
I have liability insurance as a energy healer.
Nobody knows what the company is we use. Wait a minute. I'm just.
Oh, the company.
Wait a minute. I'll just put it up. Wait a minute. I'll get it right here.
How many people do that?
Just put it in the chat, Mary.
Yeah. Do you remember what the name is?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat, energymedicineprofessionalassociation.com.
Right. Oh, good. So there's that. So you can go on there and it's very low cost. And one of the things you can get it for is Magdalena Healing. So if you're in the US and you want that, to get that, you can, that's there. I should remind people about that.
Mary, are we covered to do our practice sessions without insurance?
With that insurance?
No, with no insurance, just doing the practice sessions at 25?
And I can't tell you what the rules are in your country.
Oh, okay.
I think fine. I would talk to Claire and what they've found out in your country. Every state is different. Every country is different. This is what we could find in the United States and apply for it. Canada, we don't have, but if you can find something that we can go through, we'll definitely investigate it. Okay. But I think you guys, I don't think you need insurance, but I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I don't know what state or country you're in. Some places are easy, like some states don't care. Some states care. But you have to investigate the rules. You know, again, a lot of it is how you advertise it. You know, wellness, wholeness, brings balance. You know, those kind of words that we've talked about and we'll talk more about with marketing too. And how you can use, if you look at how we speak about it on the website, that languaging is specific so that you're not practicing medicine without a license, practicing psychotherapy without a license. You're not, you know, there's ways you have to say things. You can't use the cure word. Even in your testimonials, like don't put up somebody, you know, I got off the table and my back pain was there. Don't put that in there. We've covered that in ethics. But that's why, because that's where they'll get you. Somebody will get you for false advertising and making claims. So, okay. All right. Any last questions? It's been so sweet to see you guys. And Arlene, yeah.
So I have people who only speak German who are interested. So is a survey in only language German exists?
German and Norwegian, I think. There's a survey in German.
Okay, great, perfect.
Norwegian too, and I think Spanish.
Okay, thank you.
Also, Mary, what time on Tuesdays is the Path of Magdalena in Albany?
I'll put it in the Telegram thing next month, but it's 6 to 7:30 in the evening, and it's the third Tuesday of the month.
Third Tuesday.
We don't do it every week. The rest of the week we do our regular Satsang, which you all can come on too. 6 to 7:30. Anyone else? All right. Have a blessed day, a blessed month. I'll talk to you soon. And oh, I'm so happy. Oh, and Ma is so happy. That's what's really cool. So, Om JJ Saima.
Om JJ Saima.
Thank you. Thank you.
Om JJ Saima.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om JJ Saima. Mary, I'll contact you.
Thank you.